Sagaffi, Liberty Home Mortgage. What am I talking about today? I'm talking about a question. Is it a bad time to buy? Well, right now when I'm doing this video, it is June of 2023. It's the middle of 2023. And the question is it a bad time to buy a house? Think about this. Mortgage rates are at their highest point. Well, not necessarily the highest, but they're up there relative to where they've been, especially over the last 15 years, okay? So rates are higher than they've been. Home prices, if you're not going $10,000, $20,000, $50,000 over the list price of the house, you're gonna have a hard time getting the house. Now, some houses are sitting, and when they sit, people can come in for asking, below asking, whatever it is. But generally, home prices have gone up for quite a few years in a row now, okay? So rates are higher than they've been. Home prices are higher than they've been and gone up and going higher. It's super competitive market, no supply, high demand. I can't even say high demand, just demand, okay? The problem is you have damn near no supply, all right? So is it a good time to buy a home? Here's my answer. This is my answer as of right now, June of 2023. Now, mind you, this was my answer in June of 2020. This was my answer in March of 2005. This was my answer in January of 2006. And by the way, 2005 to this day still remains to be the biggest year of home sales in the history of our country. So if you think houses are selling like crazy right now, go back to 2005. I've done this job for 24 years and I have been in it, okay? I'm in the thick of things. I'm in the weeds. I'm originating. This is what I do. I mean, I'm shooting these videos at 7:30 in the morning and it doesn't look like it though, right? Shooting these videos at 7:30 in the morning and I've already talked to 3 customers today, as a matter of fact, okay? This is what I do 7 days a week. Here's my answer. It's the same answer I've given for 24 years I've done this job. It's a good time to buy if it's the right time in your life. I just told somebody the other day, he lives with his parents, he does not pay rent, and he has quite a bit of debt. So he doesn't qualify to buy right now anyways. But something I told him was this: you have this incredible opportunity right now where your parents are not kicking you out of your house. You're living rent free. You've got quite a bit of debt. You have to take every single paycheck you have and apply it to your debt. Do that for the next 1 to 2 to 3 years, and then look to come back to the table. In his life right now, I do not believe, his parents don't believe, even he was a little waffling on it, this is not a good time to buy for him. It's not the right time. He's got too much debt, not enough saved. He's got to work on things, okay? I always tell people this: renting is not always bad and owning is not always good. Not everybody should own a home. That's reality, okay? Every single person should not own a home in America. It's a big responsibility. There's a lot of cost to it. There's a lot of unexpected cost to it. There's a lot of things that come up. There's a lot of personal responsibility. There's a lot of things you have to be responsible for that when you rent, you are not responsible for, okay? Now, again, if the real estate, if there's an agent out there watching saying, this guy's terrible, he's telling people that, well, then you need to get out of the industry yourself, because the truth of the matter is that if you're trying to jam home ownership down every single person's throat, there's no value there, by the way. How can anybody trust you if all that you know to say is owning a home is great? It's not great for a lot of people. It's not the right things. Somebody just relocated to another market. They're not even sure if they're going to stay there or live there. They're not necessarily happy, but they took the job because they needed it. How do you know they're not going to be there for 7 months, hate their job, move back home? I don't know if that's such a great time to buy. Okay, but I will tell you this: home ownership, there's nothing like it. The reality is, and the facts are the facts, nothing beats home ownership. If it's the right time in your life, then it's the right time to buy. So when the question is asked, Hesh, should we buy a house? It depends. Tell me where you are. Nothing beats owning a home. As long as you play your cards right, you make the right moves, you pull your bootstraps up, and you're sitting here making the decision that this is going to be a big deal. We're going to take over this house. And if the plumbing breaks, the roof leaks, the toilet breaks, there's a backup in the sewer, or the sump pump breaks down, or whatever it all is, when that stuff goes south on you, and it will, by the way. I mean, my furnace, I just got a new furnace. My house is 21 years old, so my furnace lasted 21 years. I can't say it lasted 21 years. I've been getting it fixed for like the last 6, okay? So it lasted like 15 years, which really sucks. My parents' furnace lasted 50 years, and it still didn't break down. We redid the house, and it was a eyesore relative to what we were doing. So that was changed out and gone after 50 years, but it still worked. The stuff they make today, the HVAC, just everything, it breaks in a week and a half, okay? When you're going to buy a home, guess what? You don't get to call your landlord anymore and say, hey, this is broke, come and fix it. That's on you. So there's a big responsibility with owning a home. You want to pay attention to that, okay? If it's the right time in your life, house prices, interest rates, all of that gets put to the side. You make the right decision. You work with the right lender, the right real estate agent who are looking out for your best interest, not their best interest. The people who are not looking out for their best interests are going to be honest with you. Sometimes they're going to say, hey, you know what? We don't want to go that high on a purchase price. You got to be a little careful looking at a house of that size or whatever it all is, okay? It's the right time to buy if it's the right time in your life. Always remember that. Subscribe to my page, put your questions in there, and put your questions in the comment section. I'll answer them when, of course, I see them come up. You're more than welcome to call with questions, of course. And as always, like, share, comment, subscribe, the whole 9 yards. I'll catch you on the next video.